Hello, children. This is Grandma Carla, and I want to welcome you to Grandma Carla's bookshelf. And today we're going to read another one of Cynthia Rylant's amazing books. She is one of my favorite authors for children, and we're going to read The Turtle, which is part of her Lighthouse family series. So I started reading these books to my own grandchildren when we were at our family vacation this summer, and they wanted so badly for me to put them online so that they could hear them again and again. So we're here for another Cynthia Rylant treat, The Turtle. And this is chapter 1, Fog. Now they have some books in here. There's a picture of the fog. At the edge of a rocky cliff, high above the beautiful waves of a blue-green sea, there stood a proud lighthouse, and in this lighthouse there lived a family. This was an unusual family, but a very happy one. At one time, they had all been scattered about the world, living very different lives, never knowing that the future would one day bring them together. There was Pandora, the cat, who had lived all alone in the lighthouse. Bravely she tended the great lamp year after year to help those who sailed in the seas, in fog and darkness, and who might be in danger of shipwreck. Seeing the bright beacon across the water, sailors carefully turned their ship away from the deadly rocks of the shore. Seabold, the dog, was for many years a sailor himself, and a very fine one. He was quite proud of the boat that he called Adventure. But one dark night, Seabold was tossed into the ocean in a storm, and though this might have been an unlucky turn in a dog's life, it was, in fact, good fortune. For Seabold washed up alive on Pandora's shore. Pandora found him and sheltered him, and they found in each other a true friend. The dog, however, knew that he must return to the sea, to a sailor's life, once he and his boat were mended. Pandora knew this too, for the sea was the very heart of Seabold's life, and she understood. But then, one day they found the children, and everything changed. Pandora spotted 3 orphan mice, Whistler, Lila, and their baby sister Tiny, adrift in a crate in the vast blue waters. The children, who had fled an uncertain fate in an orphanage, were carried into the lighthouse, warmed, fed, and ultimately loved. Seabold did not leave. The children did not leave. Having found one another, everyone wanted to stay. So in the sanctuary that was Pandora's lonely lighthouse, they all became a family, and the lighthouse was lonely no more. Now winter was nearing. The days were shorter and colder, and thick, damp fog rolled onto the shore nearly every morning. From their cottage window, high on the cliff, Whistler and Lila could see the clear blue sky above them, but only a gray cotton blanket of fog below. Sometimes they saw the mast of small boats poking up through the fog like twigs in a snowdrift. Lighthouse keeping became very important work in these times. Seabold often stood at the edge of the cliff for hours, sounding a foghorn in his hands, guiding small boats into shore and warning the large schooners away. Lila and Whistler loved to be near Seabold as he worked, but on the windiest days, Pandora so worried that they might be blown off the cliff that she insisted that the children tie themselves to the porch post. This, of course, required the children to become very creative in their play. They also had to be patient, for they could hear each other's voices only between the blasts of Seabold's horn. Let's pretend that we've been captured by pirates, suggested Whistler. They've tied us to the mast until we tell them where the treasure is. "Let's be kites," said Lila, spreading her arms wide and spinning in circles. Siebold sounded the horn. The children waited. Then all was quiet again, and Whistler said, "Brr, it's cold today. Maybe we should just pretend we're on our way home for tea." "Yes," said Lila, shivering and tucking in her scarf. "Let's pretend we live right here and can run inside and get warm." "And that someone nice will bake us something toasty," said Whistler. "And sweet," added Lila, and she looked at her brother. "Isn't it nice we don't have to pretend that story?" Lila asked with a smile. But just as Whistler was about to answer, they suddenly heard a voice from the thick fog below. "Hello? Hi. Hello up there?" Lila looked at Whistler. "Goodness," she said. "Who is it, Siebold?" called Whistler. "Did you hear?" called Lila. She wished she could untie herself and run to Siebold's side. But she knew that she must mind Pandora. "Who goes there?" Siebold shouted down into the fog bank. He waited for an answer. The children waited for an answer. None came. Siebold returned to the children and gathered up the ropes which had kept them safe. "I'm going down to the shore, children," Siebold said. "You must go inside and wait with Pandora and have her set hot tea to brewing, for that was a very mysterious call. Who knows what I might bring back?" "May I come with you, Siebold?" asked Whistler. "And I?" asked Lila. Siebold carefully studied them. "Please," asked Whistler. "We like to help." Siebold smiled and patted the boy's shoulder. "Indeed you do," he said. "Run then. Tell Pandora." The children hurried into the kitchen to tell Pandora the news. Pandora was mixing up something in a bowl while Tiny slept, tucked in a candle snuffer on the windowsill. "Oh, yes," said Pandora. "Do go. Siebold may need your help." She lifted up the ends of the ropes, still attached to the children. "But see to it that you are safely tied to Siebold," she said. "A strong gust, and I dread to think what might happen." The children ran back outside. Then, with the ends of their safety ropes looped into the buttons of Siebold's coat, they started carefully down the cliff to see who might be helped. So the Lighthouse family is in a habit of helping others. That's a very good habit to have, isn't it? So I already showed you the picture of the fog, but that picture has everybody in the family in the picture. Okay, this is Siebold, and this is Pandora, and well, there's one little mouse and another little mouse, and I'm trying to find little Tiny. I think little Tiny is tucked in here with Pandora because he's just a little baby. Okay, let me find another picture. Here's a picture of Siebold, and he was blowing his horn to notify all of the boats. And then here were the two little mice that were tied together. And I think there's another little chain showing where the other one went. Oh, the other one was taking a nap, wasn't he? So here they are, the little mice. Can you see them? And here are the little mice right next to Siebold as they're getting ready to go down the cliff and find out who made that noise. Remember what the noise said? It said, "Hello! Hello up there!" Okay, and then here is Pandora, and she's mixing up something good. She cooks a lot. And there's the two mice asking if they might go with Siebold to find who might need some help. And she told them that they could. And we will read all about that when we read the next chapter. And this is Grandma Carla, and I love you.